Hello again, everyone. Welcome to Vets Field, Greenfield High School. A perfect night for some high school baseball, the Hampshire League, the homesteading Greenfield Greenwave, and the Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks. Jeff Tirrell, Bobby C. in the booth here at Vets Field. And on Woodard Road in Greenfield, you got Dave Reno. Well, Bobby, Greenfield putting up a 9 spot on Hampshire. The Bats finally woke up for one of the few times this year. A very impressive victory. They're looking to round into form. We're in the home stretch now of the regular season before the Western Mass Tournament and then the state tournament. The Green Wave would be a qualifier for that right now, but they got to deal with Hopkins, the defending state champions, although it's not quite the same makeup as last spring.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of a difference. The biggest difference is, of course, Jack Feltovic is not on the mound to be able to help them out. But still got Andrew Siaglo, who's a pretty good pitcher. You know, they got a couple of guys who've been able to get the bats going for Hopkins, but some of the younger kids, they need to come alive a little bit, and we've dealt with that situation with Greenfield as well. You look at a guy like Patrick Fitzgibbons and also Cody West and Andrew Siaglo. Those are your three big bats for Hopkins, and really what they really need to do here today is to be able to try to see if they can steal one here in Greenfield, because right now if you look at the state ranks, you got Greenfield ranked number 14 in Division 5 in the state, and Hopkins is ranked 17, just right behind them.
In addition to not having obviously Jack Feltovic from last year's state championship winning team, Jake Smith, the catcher, just a freshman last year, batted over 400 for the Hawks. He's actually prepping now at Williston. He's there to play hockey, actually. He is on their baseball team, but, you know, they're missing him from last year's team as well. And they're missing their center fielder from last year, Braden Tudrin, as well. So they graduated a lot of talent, but, you know, they still a decent team. Talked with head coach Dan Vreeland before the game, and he said, you know, we've had some great victories. They defeated Mount Greylock. The Mounties have only lost twice this year. Once was to this Hopkins Academy team. The Southwick Rams, they've only lost once. That was to Hopkins Academy. But they've had several games that they probably should have won. But like a lot of young teams, they made a lot of physical mistakes. They made a lot of mental mistakes, which led directly to losses.
Tell people all the time in high school sports, it really depends on the day. If the guys are focused, they usually play well. When they're not focused and they just sort of get themselves out of their routine, that's when we start seeing problems, Jeff. And it happens in high school all the time. And it does amaze me on how sometimes you got a team that can literally come out and knock off some of these big powerhouses, and then the teams that they should really be able to beat, they don't. And we see that more often now than we've seen in many years as guys who do these games for these kids. We have seen many upsets. And, you know, we even look back at a basketball game that happened down at Smith Academy where Greenfield was up big, and all of a sudden Smith came back and they ended up pulling off that big win. You just never know, do you, from night to night? Yeah,
that's right. Greenfield losing that 15-point lead heading into the fourth quarter that night, and they end up losing on the road. We'll see what happens here tonight. The pitching matchup, pretty good one. You've got Andrew Siaglo, one of the two seniors on this Hopkins Academy team. He'll be on the bump for the Hawks, and it's going to be TJ Tebow going for Greenfield.
Tell you right now, two guys that can pitch, and TJ has done a wonderful job. You know, I coached him in Little League, and I always enjoyed being able to coach TJ. He's an excellent pitcher. He's very lanky, and he does have a nice follow-through. He needs to throw strikes. That's what he does well. And then you got Andrew Siaglo, and we already know what he's been able to do. He's been able to get that done. That kid right there, no matter what sport he plays, whether it's on a soccer field, whether it's on a basketball court, or whether it's on a ball field, that kid is just a great athlete no matter what he does.
Yeah, one of the greatest athletes in the history of Hopkins Academy, and he's down to his last few games here. They would like to make a tournament run, but again, it's rounding into form. Vreeland said this is their toughest matchup in terms of the rest of their schedule. They've had, you know, a lot of tough games already, but he said this is it. The rest of the way, this will be our toughest game. So if they get the W here and then maybe get on a roll towards the end of the regular season, maybe they can bring back, wake up the echoes from last spring and maybe go on a little bit of a tournament run.
Hey, listen, anybody can go on a tournament run. And some of these younger kids can be able to start putting the bat on the ball. That's only a big help for their team as well. But Greenfield's had a tough week. I mean, you think about it. They had to play Hampshire, which is a good team that they did very well against last night. Of course, they got Hopkins Academy here today. Thursday, they go down to Frontier to take on the really good Red Hawks team. And Baranowski versus Carey. That's going to be a great pitching matchup.
Yeah, great rematch of the game earlier this year. You and I that night, Bobby, we were doing the Greenfield Turners Fall softball game at the softball diamond. Meanwhile, the pitchers duel happening right here at Vets Field, and now they'll do the rematch. Two really good teams going toe-to-toe on Thursday.
Yeah, and think about this. There was only 1 run scored in that game, and we'll see what happens on Thursday. It should be interesting. And, of course, Thursday we got a busy day ourselves because we got that rematch between the Greenfield and Turner's girls softball game that day. So Bobby C. might have to get down for the 4 o'clock start down in South Deerfield and make the trek up 47 to be at the game for us to be able to do on Thursday night. Should be a lot of fun. Good week of sports, and it looks like it's going to be summer-like weather.
Yes, by far the nicest night of the season so far. A little bit of a breeze, but sunny, warm temperatures. It's going to be that way the rest of the week. We're looking good for Thursday over at Turner's Falls High. So,
yeah, bringing my Hawaiian shirt. So I'll be.
I will as well.
I'm going to do a Hawaiian shirt since
right.
It will be an 84-degree day. Why not put the Hawaiian shirt out? Yeah.
All right, it's a plan. It is a plan. All right, we will take a 2-minute timeout here on our pregame show. We'll come back. We'll run down the starting lineups and get you set for the first pitch. Hopkins Greenfield coming up next. And we are back here at Greenfield High School, Vets Field. Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks taking their infield. Greenfield won the first time around down in Hadley, looking for the season sweep of the Hawks here. We'll run down the starting lineups here. First for the Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks, Andrew Ciagalo, their pitcher, will hit leadoff. Batting second and playing center field is Cody West. Patrick Fitzgibbons is the catcher. He hits third. Batting cleanup is Liam Flynn at first base. Cooper Beckwith is playing left field. He is batting fifth. Batting sixth, Dom Aloisi playing second base. In the 7-hole is Chase Earl, the shortstop. James Fitzgibbons is playing third, batting eighth. Alex West, the right fielder, is batting ninth. And for the Greenfield Greenwave, Devin Doobie will be hitting leadoff as usual. He is the right fielder. Trevor Kacheski, the catcher, hits second. MJ Paulin is at first base, batting third. In the cleanup spot, the DH, Michael Pierce. David Curie is at short, hitting fifth. Batting sixth, Ty Podolsky in center. Jake Petrin in left is batting seventh. Batting eighth is Jackson Campbell, the third baseman, and Caleb Thomas is at second. He is number 9 in the order. TJ Tebow is pitching for Greenfield. He'll be hit for by Michael Pierce. Can Greenfield keep the offense going to the point where they'll have that good pitching, defense, and hitting balance? They've been a little out of balance for a good part of the year. But in these last few regular season games, if they can piece together a stretch run where other teams will take them a little more seriously offensively, we'll see how Greenfield can get that done, if they can get that done.
The one thing that I have to say about what I've seen of Greenfield from the beginning of the year to now is that they are starting to do a much better job being able to hit the ball and make contact. I mean, we did that East Hampton game, and boy, that was just a crazy game, Jeff. I mean, When we did that game, that was crazy. But don't say that Greenfield didn't have opportunities to win that game, because they surely did, Jeff. And they just squandered a lot of opportunities in that one. And I think that was a good learning curve because really, ever since that East Hampton game, I think Greenfield's played much better. So
very disappointing night. Very controversial ending of the game. Greenfield thought they had scored the game-tying run with 2 outs in the last of the 7th on a balk. It got overturned. We've been talking a lot about that. I know Kevin from Bear in the Morning and I discussed it at length the next morning on the Bear in the Morning show.
Yeah.
But they moved on from it. And we'll see if they can keep the train a chugging here. All right, the coaches and the captains just met at home plate with the umpires, and Greenfield now getting set to take the field. What a beautiful night for baseball here at Vets Field. I would say what Dave Reno, our studio producer, said when we were speaking with him before we took the air. He said, perfect night for baseball. Mr. Reno was right.
He sure was. And I'm looking at the umpiring crew, and you and I, Jeff, have known these two gentlemen for a long time with Mr. Prunier and Mr. Wall.
Yep.
And these two guys have been around for a long time. They do an excellent job at umpiring, and I think that we're pretty fortunate to have such a good crew here to be here for this really good matchup between the number 14 team in Division 5 in the state against the number 17 team in the state in Division 5, where Greenfield is 14 and Hopkins is ranked 17.
Now, in terms of TJ Tebow on the mound, he's a right-hander, has good speed. He doesn't quite have the speed that David Carey does. Few guys do, but he can definitely pitch. Bobby, you go back a ways with him, as you mentioned earlier here on the pregame show. I think dealing with Siaglo, right out of the gate, that's a challenge. You're going to deal with a guy who knows what he's doing out there. He's not going to help you out, certainly. So, getting that first out right here at the top of the first inning is going to be a big deal.
Definitely. And that's the thing, is you want to be able to really kick things off if you're Hopkins to get on top of TJ Tebow if you can, but also if you're Tebow, you want to be able to know that you can do well against the top of the order, and if you can do that, it's going to be a big help for him to be able to start this game as well. I look out there on this field, and it just amazes me on how many of these kids from Greenfield that I coached, and I've had a pleasure to be able to coach tournament teams with these kids, and it's always been a pleasure, and now we get the opportunity to be able to be here and broadcast their games, Jeff. What a treat.
Andrew Siaglo, one of two seniors on Hopkins Academy, will step in on the right side. He is pitching tonight, also an infielder when he's not pitching. Going up against Tebow, right-handed batter. And right on time at 6:02, we are set for baseball battle here at Vets Field. Tebow rocks and fires the first pitch in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. We're underway at Vets Field on WPVQ HD, Bear Country 95.3, Greenfield. The 0-1. Swung on and fouled down the line in right over the towards the scoreboard down there. And the count quickly, 0-2 on Siaglo. Siaglo West, that's Cody West and Patrick Fitzgibbons leading off here in the first inning. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball right in front of the plate. Kacheski corrals it, throws, and gets Siaglo by a half step. Andrew is out 2-3, one down here in the Hopkins first.
Nice job right there by Trevor Kacheski to be able to get out there in front. He was able to take his time, got the ball, planted his foot. Nice job in being able to get a fast Siaglo at first base.
He knew he didn't have a lot of time, but he did do a good job of circling around so that he could have his clear lane and forward momentum going towards first base. First pitch to Cody West is in the dirt for a ball. 1-0 the count. West is playing center field. Patrick Fitzgibbons on deck. One out here on the Hopkins first. There's a hot smash up the middle. Carey with a nice move. Turns around, throws wildly, though, to first base. West will end up on second. So a great play by Carey to glove the ball, but then did a 360 and threw it away. So E6, and on second base with one out is Cody West.
Yeah, it's too bad. Too bad he wasn't able to plant his feet a little bit better. But Cody West is a lot like Siaglo, very fast, and he was definitely down that line. So nice job right there by Cody.
Patrick Fitzgibbons, the catcher, takes a called strike. It is 0-1. Runner on scoring position with one out. On deck is Liam Flynn at first base. And we have the softball game with these teams, two schools. Just down the way. There's a ground ball down the short. Carey gloves it. Throws to first. Holds West at second base. So Fitzgibbons is out 6-3. Nicely done that time by David Carey. Now two outs with a runner on second for Liam Flynn.
Well, it's a big spot right here for TJ Tebow if he can get out of this one. Nice job right there by Carey to be able to regroup himself after that error throw. And Greenfield sitting right here with two outs.
Here's the set by Tebow. Checks the runner on second base. Pitches low in the dirt. And the count is 1-0. If Flynn can keep it going, Cooper Beckwith, the left fielder, is on deck. Tebow sets, looks towards second, turns and fires. That's in there for a strike, and the count now even at 1-1.
Brought up a good point that he may not throw really fast, but the one thing about TJ is that he is pretty accurate, and he throws strikes.
That next pitch is just outside for a ball, 2-1. Yeah, he pretty much pounds that strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, that last pitch, honestly, he lost his footing. That's why I went so far outside.
The 2-1 curve, and that's a ball. He's gone 3-1 now.
Wondering if it be in the fourth batter, knowing that there's an opening at first base, try not to give Flynn anything. to be able to knock in that RBI run.
The set and the 3-1 in there for a strike, and the count now is full. 3-2, 2 outs. Runner on second, that is West, who reached on the throwing error against David Carey. Flynn back in the box. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that's fouled over our heads out of play towards the clubhouse. And we'll do it again, 3-2. Hopkins comes in at 7-7 overall. They are 3-5 in the league. The set 3-2 pitch just outside, and that's the first walk allowed by Tebow. So first and second with 2 outs, and here comes Cooper Beckwith.
Now you just set up an opportunity, Jeff, where even if it's hit down to Jackson Campbell, you can just tag third. You got the force on. Sort of not a bad thing for Greenfield right now. Just got to be able to make sure you don't walk anybody.
Yeah, you have a play at all 3 bases. The set and the first pitch to Beckwith, swinging, and he follows it over towards the batting cage behind us. It's 0-1. On deck is Dom Aloisi, the second baseman. Coop back in there, right-handed batter. He is the left fielder, wears number 8. Gets out of a wide stance. The set, the pitch, in there for a called strike. Tebow quickly up 0-2 now against Beckwith.
Now you got to be smart. You don't want any pass balls right now. You want to be able to just continue to pound the strike zone.
The set, the 0-2, that's in the dirt. Ball gets away from the catcher, Kucheski. Both runners will move up. West to second. And also moving up is Liam Flynn to second base.
Exactly what you didn't want to happen right there. And now the force is off as well, Jeff.
And a single will score at least 1, if not 2 runs. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The set and the pitch. Fastball, that's a line drive, base hit into right field. West scores easily. Ball is bobbled in right field, and scoring as well is Liam Flynn. 2-0, Hopkins Academy.
Well, nice job right there by Cooper Beckwith to be able to get the bat on the ball. He was able to take advantage of that pass ball that was bringing 2 runners into scoring position, Jeff. And now Hopkins up 2-0.
And now batting is Dom Aloisi. Throw over to first base. Diving back in there is Cooper Beckwith. Aloisi is the number 6 batter. So, yeah, Tebow was up 0-2 with 2 on, nearly out of the inning.
Yeah,
Instead, he's down 0-2.
Yeah, and that pass ball ended up really sort of taking him out of his rhythm.
Fastball in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Beckwith on first after that 2-run single. On deck is Chase Earl, the shortstop. There's a ground ball down towards third. It goes foul. And the count now goes to 0-2 against Dom.
Nice jump right there by Beckwith. Matter of fact, he probably would have been able to get there. Right now with 2 strikes, go out right after Aloisi here.
The set, the pitch. Ground ball towards third, again goes foul. That one was a little closer to fair territory, and the count remains 0-2 to Dom Aloisi.
Well, that's 2 balls that were hit down to Jackson Campbell down that way at third base. You have to keep an eye on that. Not a lot of power either, Jeff.
Campbell's played most of the year at shortstop. David Carey not pitching today, so they got David at short, and Campbell slides over to third. Set and the 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3, and the side is retired. But Cooper Beckwith brings in 2 with a single. We go to the last half of the first inning. On the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard, it's Hopkins 2, Greenfield nothing on Bear Country 95.3.
You drive the trucks that drive America. Trailers, heavy haulers. You drive the trucks that build our communities and country. And you know what it takes to keep those wheels rolling. That's why Matusko Trailer Repair is a trusted partner. Matusko gets it done. So look to them for repair, for parts, and for commercial inspections on anything over 10,000 pounds. Matusko Trailer Repair helps you drive the trucks that drive America. Plus, they're a proud supporter of local sports broadcasts. Matusko Trailer Repair in Sunderland. Proud to bring high school sports to the airwaves. This is WPBQ-FM, WPBQ-HD, Greenfield. Bear Country 95.3.
All right, Greenfield getting set to bat here in the last half of the first inning, trailing 2-0. Here's their batting order again, in case you're just joining us. Devin Doobie, the right fielder, hits leadoff. Batting second, the catcher, Trevor Kacheski. MJ Pollan hits third. He is playing first base. The cleanup hitter is the DH, Michael Pierce. David Carey hits fifth. He's the shortstop tonight. Center fielder Ty Podolsky hits sixth. Batting seventh is Jake Peacham, the left fielder. Jackson Campbell plays third, hits eighth. Batting ninth is the second baseman, Caleb Thomas. Defensively for Hopkins Academy, Cooper Beckwith is in left. Cody West in center field. Alex West is in right. Infield, third to first, James Fitzgibbons, Chase Earl, Dom Aloisi, and Liam Flynn. The catcher, Patrick Fitzgibbons, and senior right-hander Andrew Siaglo is on the bump. And last time I saw him pitch was at Turner's Falls, and that was 2 springs ago. That was actually, no, I don't think it was last spring. Season before, of course, was COVID. It was a while ago, yeah.
It's back when, honestly, when my nephew Ryan Campbell was playing
for Turner's.
Yeah.
And
that's when Feltovic went off. Remember, he had a couple nice plays.
But by Doobie to Siaglo, strong throw, got him.
Wow.
Bunt was just a little bit too hard.
Yep. Nice job right there, though, to be able to field that by Siaglo. And a very nice stretch over there at first base.
Trevor Kacheski, the catcher, number 2 batter. He is a right-handed batter, wears number 12. He's up in the box. His left foot is right at the very top of the box. Bluffs the bunt, pulls it back, takes a ball, 1-0 the count. On deck is MJ Pollan, the first baseman.
You know, years ago, you never saw Tom Shusnick do a lot of small ball, and I've noticed that it's becoming a little bit more evident now that they're working that small ball game, Jeff.
Kacheski again bluffed the bunt, pulled it back, swung on, and fouled it back. Count even now at 1-1. Takes a look towards the dugout. And now he's back in the box. 1-1. Siaglo looks in, gets the sign, into his motion. The pitch, curve, bunted down the third base line, and staying foul as Patrick Fitzgibbons gave it a kick so it couldn't possibly roll back. Again, we mentioned on our first broadcast here, the baselines here between the plate and the bases, third and first. There's no lane there. It's all grass.
All grass.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it makes it very unlikely that Paul would ever roll back fair.
But what happened is when he ended up bunting that, it literally hit the lip of the edge of the grass in the base path.
1-2, the count to Kutch. Here's the windup, and here it is. And late swing, fouls it down to the first base coach's box, and the count remains 1-2.
Oh, by the way, it's windy out again today.
Yeah, you can hear our crowd might picking that up just a little bit.
Have we been saying that for the last 5 weeks or 6 weeks?
Forever.
Yes, exactly.
Forever and a day. Here's the 1-2 to Kacheski. Check swing in the dirt, and the count now even at 2-2.
Good job right there by Kacheski to lay off that one. That was a tough one to lay off of, and he was able to do it.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Bottom 1. Hopkins 2, Greenfield nothing. The next pitch is low, and the count now has been worked full.
Wow, he's an animal out there to take that one. That was close. That was real close.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. There's a ground ball down to shortstop. Chase Earl has it. He's got to throw hard. And he's safe. Going to give him an infield single there.
Nice job right there by Trevor. You know, that didn't come off the bat really hard. And with his speed, he was able to easily make it to first base.
So Greenfield has a runner on first with 1 down. And here comes MJ Pollan, the first baseman. Michael Pierce, the DH, on deck.
You know, MJ had a great day yesterday, ended up with 3 hits in Greenfield's win over Hampshire. We'll see if he can continue the hitting here in this game against Hopkins.
Siaglo checks on Kacheski. Trevor jumps back safely. Here's the first pitch in there for a called strike, 0-1.
You know, MJ's parents, they're stuck in the middle of the field because his sister is the pitcher for Greenfield Girls, which is right at the other side of this complex here.
That's right, and we can't see their scoreboard down there.
No, we cannot.
Here's the set. The 0-1 pitch, curve in the dirt, and the count now even at 1-1.
Yeah, Andrew Siaglo's not off to a very good start when it comes to trying to get ahead on batters. Got to get himself back in some kind of groove here.
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, runner on first, 2-0 Hopkins. The pitch in there at the knee, a called strike, and it's now 1-2.
All right, now you got to protect if you're Pollen here. 2 strikes against you. Of course, you're in a good spot right here if you're Siaglo.
Pollen back in there, the left-handed batter's box. Siaglo takes a look over at Kucheski, who's extended his lead now. Now he takes another half step. Long pause, the pitch, swung on a miss, strike 3.
Nice heat right there by Siaglo to come right at him. Now he's got his 2 outs that he needs.
And Michael Pierce, the DH and cleanup batter, stepping in on the right side. He missed that game against East Hampton last week. He had suffered an injury during the school day, but he is back.
I'll tell you right now, this kid can hit. When he makes contact, dude, this thing goes, Jeff. He's a big boy.
Siaglo looking in at Fitzgibbons for the sign. Quick throw to Kucheski, nearly thrown away. Nice stretch there by Flynn. It's a good thing that he's a left-handed thrower because the glove on his right-hand side, he was able to grab it. If he had to reach across his body, that ball would have been in right field.
Definitely.
Here's the set and the pitch. In there for a called strike. Nice first pitch by Siaglo to Pierce. It's 0-1. Siaglo, a very tough competitor, just refuses to lose. We saw that on the basketball court time and again, especially that game against Hopedale.
That was amazing.
Curveball swung on a miss. Strike 2. It's 0-2.
Well, that was also over his head. That's one that probably Pierce wished that he didn't swing at. Now you just took away one of your chances in a really great position right here for Siaglo with 2 strikes.
And we'll see if Kucheski will be off here now. But first, a throw over there, and Trevor gets back easily. Pierce will now call timeout. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first inning. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed, strike 3. 2 strikeouts in the inning, and Greenfield is down in the first. We go to the second. Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. It's Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield nothing. Bear Country 95.3. TJ Tebow back on the hill. Warm-up tosses here in the second inning. Hopkins will bring the bottom of the order, 7, 8, 9. Chase Earl, the shortstop. James Fitzgibbons, the third baseman. And Alex West, the right fielder. Hopkins scored 2 in the first. Cody West reached on an infield throwing error, ended up on second base. Walked to Liam Flynn. Runners moved up on a wild pitch. And then Cooper Beckwith brought them both in with an RBI single to right. That's where we stand right now.
Yeah, and there's, if you really think about it, that pass ball that we talked about that could be costly, it really was because it brought those runners into scoring position, and with that base hit, they were able to score that run from second base, and that's why Hopkins is sitting right here with a 2-0 lead early.
All right, we're going to see Chase Earl now. We saw him a little bit on the basketball court. Of course, we're used to watching his brother Colin Earl performing in athletics. By the way, congratulations to Colin. It's a big week for the Earl family.
It was awesome, and it was really nice to be able to see that he got his nice award. And you gotta commend any kid who can be able to get a special award like he got for not only what he does in sports, but what he does in the classroom. And we've always talked about that.
And in the community.
And the community is huge.
Yeah.
I tell everyone, I think that if every kid who plays sports could do one good deed in their community, look how many kids will be doing good deeds, because a lot of kids play sports, Jeff.
And little brother Chase Earl steps in. Right-handed batter. Here's the windup and the first pitch from Tebow. It's first ball swinging, line drive to Campbell down at third, and Earl is out.
Nice play right there by Jackson Campbell. That was a nice reflex there at third base, and nice piece right there by Earl, but it was caught.
He was right on that one. James Fitzgibbons, the third baseman. Right-handed batter, wears number 15. And here's the windup and the first pitch to him. First ball swinging, fouled, and that caught the home plate umpire.
Oh, got Stevie Wall. Pretty
Yeah.
good there. Yeah, he sort of bent right down. Take your time, Steve.
Yeah, he is. He's going to dust off home plate. It actually needs that anyway, but this is more about having him kind of get collected. That caught a lot of him.
Yeah, look at him. He's taking a little bit of a chill there. Good.
And, Vreeland did a good job, too. He actually called Fitzgibbons down to talk to him after one pitch.
Just to give
him some time, yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of times when you watch a major league game, an umpire will take a ball flush and the catcher will kill some time, and vice versa.
Yeah.
In there for a strike, and the count quickly 0-2. One down, top two. Hopkins 2, Greenfield nothing. Here's the windup. The 0-2 pitch, just a little bit outside, 1-2. On the basketball court, as that season went along, James Fitzgibbons was becoming more and more of a prominent player.
He sure was, and he did an excellent job being able to get a lot of their offensive rebounds, too.
There's a line drive down towards the Hopkins crowd, down the right field line. And the count remains 1-2. One out. Alex West is on deck. If anyone reaches, back to Andrew Siaglo. There's a swinging strike. It momentarily got away from Kacheski, but Trevor slapped on the tag. That is the second strikeout for Tebow. Two outs, nobody on. Bottom of the order, it's Alex West, the right fielder.
Last night, speaking of basketball, that fourth quarter by the C's, that was pretty special last night. That was pretty nice to see old man Horford get it done. Big Al did great.
And that pitch is just off the plate. It is 1-0. Yeah, when Kevin had me on his show this morning at 6:40,
yeah,
I said, Kevin, I have two words for you. Al Horford.
Yeah.
In there for a called strike, it's 1-1. He quite likely saved the Celtics season because if they had gone down 3-1, probably series over.
I agree with you, especially the way that Milwaukee was playing.
And that pitch is up, and the count goes to 2-1. Now home court has been restored. It's anybody's series.
That's it, and if you really look back and you say to yourself, if they played a little better and they didn't lose by 2 earlier, they could be up 3-1.
In there for a strike, and the count now 2-2.
Well, get the top of the order coming up here.
Tebow looking for a clean inning here. Here's the pitch, swung on a miss, strike 3. 2 strikeouts here in the inning. And Greenfield now coming to bat. Last half of the second inning. Our score, the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard, it's Hopkins 2, Greenfield nothing. Bear Country 95.3. The Greenfield Greenwave coming to bat here in the last half of the second inning of this 7-inning ball game. They trail by a score of 2-0. 2 runs in the first for Hopkins. 2-run single by Cooper Beckwith. Greenfield will have the 5th, 6th, and 7th batters in their lineup. David Carey, Ty Podolsky, and Jake Petrin are against Andrew Siaglo.
Tell you, this middle of the lineup, boy, they're talented guys, and if they can be able to get the bats out there, that could be in a really good position, especially if they get a couple of these guys on. Jackson Campbell does a really nice job at bunting, and he's pretty quick himself. And then, of course, you got Caleb Thomas right there in the 9th spot. So right now you really need the middle of the order to sort of get things cooking here in the bottom of the second if you're the Green Wave.
David Carey is playing short tonight, right-handed batter, wears number 3 against Andrew Siaglo. First ball swinging, that's a base hit in the left field, right in the hole between third and short. Carey takes his turn at first, and one pitch, and Greenfield has the leadoff guy on here in the second.
Well, like I said, they got guys right here that can hit. I mean, if you look at Carey, Ty, and also with Jake, these guys can hit. So if they can be able to get themselves on base, got a couple of guys at the bottom of the order that can move runners.
All right, Podolsky, known as Pod by everyone. I don't think anybody calls him Podolsky at this point. Great, terrific defensive center fielder. He made some really good plays that game last week against East Hampton, Bobby.
Sure did. He was a very big part of their defense for sure.
Carey is off with the pitch. Pitch is in there for a strike, and the throw ends up in center field. Stolen base by Carey. So he is in scoring position with nobody out for Podolsky.
Tell you right now, if that ball was able to have been fielded by Hopkins, that would have been a dead duck right there, because that was a beautiful throw by Fitzgibbons.
Yeah, that's Patrick Fitzgibbons, one of the Fitz brothers. Set by Siaglo. Checking Carey. Here's the pitch. Podolsky swung on a miss. Strike 1. It's 1-1. On deck is Petrin.
Big opportunity here for the Green Wave. Got a runner sitting there at second base. Nobody out here in the second, down 2.
Here's the set by Siaglo. The pitch swung on, foul down the right field line, and it is caught by the fan down there.
Hey, and a lot of claps going on down there on the Hopkins side. Nice job.
Nice job down.
And he gave a little thumbs up. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, he obviously played some ball back in the day.
Yeah, he took his time and made the play.
1 and 2 now, the count on Podolsky.
Good spot here for Siaglo.
Would like to get that first out of the inning. Here is the set. And turns towards second. Carey is back.
Hey, Davey likes you.
Of course.
Hey, Davey likes you. That's pretty good. It's a good line.
Here's the next pitch.
Oh.
Swung on and missed in the dirt. And Fitzgibbons was unable to apply the tag. He had to throw down the first base, and because of that, Carey moved up on the play. So great job there by Podolsky. Realized he had struck out, but then took off down the baseline, and that allowed Carey to move up.
And you know, the funny thing about that is, Jeff, is that the way that play happened, it was almost like a sacrifice bunt.
Yep.
With being really a pass ball that was picked up and was able to be made. And they got the out, but now you got Carey sitting at third and only 1 out.
And Petrin, the left fielder, steps in on the right side. Siaglo takes a look at Carey at third. Rocks and fires. Late swinging on that one. Petrin missed it. It's 0-1. Now, 3 strikeouts on the night so far for Siaglo. He would love one right here.
Absolutely. A little bit of a lazy swing right there by Petrin on the first bid there.
Set by Siaglo. The 0-1 pitch. Foul back to the screen. He's quickly ahead of him. 0-2.
Nice spot right here by Siaglo. I'll tell you right now, like you said, Jeff, if he's able to get Jake Petrin, now you got Jackson Campbell who's going to have to find a way to be able to score Carey from third. They don't want to leave him stranded. Down 2.
No balls, 2 strikes. 1 out. David Carey on third base. Hopkins 2, Greenfield nothing in the second. Here's the pitch. He squares to bunt right back to the mound. Siaglo runs the runner back, throw to the plate. He's safe.
Good hustle right there by Carey. And nice job right there by Petrin. Able to get that run in. Now all of a sudden you just cut that lead in half.
So Petrin's out 1-3. Siaglo looked Carey back, but as soon as he turned to third or first base, he was off. End up scoring easily. 2-1 now is our score. 2 outs, nobody on. Jackson Campbell at the plate.
Well, good example of small ball working out well for the Green Wave. They got that run.
Siaglo now working out of the full windup. Fastball, there's a line drive right center field. That's going to drop for a single.
Nice hit right there by Jackson Campbell.
2-out single by Campbell. And bottom of the order, Caleb Thomas, the second baseman, coming up.
Well, see if Caleb can get on, and then you get back up to the top of the order here.
I'm getting the idea, Bobby. I mean, last week's game with East Hampton was so tight, so dramatic, so tense. I'm kind of feeling we were going to have a similar deal here tonight.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
First ball swinging, and a liner foul down the right field line, down to that group of fans that caught that last one.
Yeah, and you noticed, if you notice, Jeff, a lot of the hits that have been hit have been opposite field, which is what we saw in that East Hampton game as well.
Yep. 2 outs, nobody on. The 0-1 pitch to Caleb Thomas. Here it is. And a little bit of a check swing. It was low. Count even now at 1-1.
Good job laying off that one. He almost went for it.
Thomas looks over at Coach Tom Shushnik. He's back in the box. Campbell takes his lead at first after his 2-out single. Here's the pitch in the air towards center field. And that is lined up, and it is put away by the center fielder, Cody West. That'll do it, but Greenfield cuts the deficit in half. We go to the third, and our score on the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard, Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1 on Bear Country 95.3. And you're listening to high school baseball here on Bear Country 95.3. Tonight's game brought to you by Gendon Auto Parts, your local CarQuest dealer in Greenfield, South Deerfield, and Shelburne Falls. By the Smith Kelleher Funeral Home. and by Triton Automotive. Jeff Tirrell, Bobby C., Dave Reno is in our Greenfield studio. Greenfield will have Hopkins Academy, coming to bat here in the third inning. They'll have the top of the order up. Andrew Ciaglo, Cody West, and Patrick Fitzgibbons against TJ Tebow. Hawks lead 2-1.
Tell you what, Jeff, exactly what's happening here in the third inning is happening for both teams. Top of the order in a 2-1 game. So nice start here for both teams.
Ciaglo grounded out to the catcher of the first inning. And first pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1. Tebow has struck out 3 of the last 4 batters. He's got Aloisi, Fitzgibbons, and West. And next pitch is low in the dirt. And the count now even at 1-1.
Like I said, the one thing that we can say about TJ is that he doesn't walk a lot of people. He usually throws the ball pretty accurate.
Next pitch, a fastball, and Ciaglo late on the cut, and it's 1-2.
Good spot right here for TJ to be able to waste one if he'd like, or even waste 2. So don't want to give Ciaglo anything special.
Strike 3 called, and that is the 3rd consecutive strikeout and 4 on the night for TJ Tebow.
Yeah, nice job right there by TJ. He's pounding that strike zone very well here, especially ever since he gave up that base hit to Cooper Beckwith. Everything's been all smooth for him. He's gotten the last 5 guys ever since that base hit by Beckwith.
Cody West takes a called strike. It's 0-1. West reached on an error by David Carey and scored at the first. David made a great play to stop the ball, but then threw wide to first. The 0-1 pitch, foul back to the screen. It's 0-2. Yeah, he's just...
he's dealing.
He's dealing.
Definitely.
And obviously, he's not getting hit hard, so these pitches that are on the plate, they're not catching too much of the plate. That's the key. The windup. The 0-2 pitch, that is high with a fastball, 1-2.
The other thing I've noticed too, Jeff, is he's moving at a pretty fast pace. He's not wasting. He's getting right up there, and he's ready to deal.
The 1-2 pitch, just outside, count even now at 2-2.
Not a bad placement right there on the outside corner, just a little bit outside.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the top of the third. 7-inning ball game here at Vets. Tebow into his motion, rocks and fires. And this is fouled off to the left side towards the Greenfield clubhouse. Count will remain 2-2. On deck is Patrick Fitzgibbons.
Top 3 hitters for Hopkins are Ciaglo, West, and Patrick Fitzgibbons.
Swung on a miss, strike 3. That is 4 consecutive Ks, 5 on the night for TJ Tebow. He is in the groove right now, Bobby.
Yeah, he sure is. You know, you think about that one mistake he made where he ended up having one go in the dirt and having runners in scoring position, and then that nice job by Beckwith to get the bat out to get that base hit. Other than that, he's been dealing really well since then.
Patrick Fitzgibbons, first ball swinging, fouls it towards Davis Street, out of play. And the count now is 0-1. Here's the pitch. And there's a ground ball through Tebow. It's going to make it through in the center field for a base hit. So a 2-out single by Patrick Fitzgibbons. He's now 1 for 2. He had grounded out to short his first time up. And Liam Flynn will come up with a chance to keep this rally going.
Well, nice job right there by Fitzgibbons to be able to get that bat out. Was perfect. Went right up the middle. Nobody was going to get to that one. So he's got some good speed too, by the way, Jeff. He's taking a big lead.
First pitch to Flynn, in there for a called strike. 0-1.
You know, you got 2 outs right now. I'd still want to focus in on the batter if I'm Tebow.
Set by TJ, throws to first. Close play. He was leaning.
Yeah, he was. And I tell you right now, if you look at the umpire, Prunier, he was literally saying that was close.
Too close for comfort. Fitzgibbons takes his lead. The pitch to Flynn. Throw down the second base, easily in there with a stolen base. And the pitch was a ball, by the way. It's 1-1. And now a runner in scoring position with 2 outs.
You know, we've seen how quick this Hopkins team is on the basketball court, and we know how quick these guys are. And Patrick Fitzgibbons is one of those guys who can run up and down the court. And you just saw his speed from first to second, Jeff. Very solid. He had that easily. He was an easy steal by Patrick.
Trevor Kucheski went out to talk to Tebow briefly, but I agree, Bobby. You want to definitely keep him close here at second base to prevent him from scoring, but focus on the batter here.
Exactly.
Pitch to Flynn is fouled back over our heads, and the count now goes to 1-2, so he is a strike away from getting out of this.
Yeah, and the one thing you don't want to do, and bring it up again, is that you don't want any pass balls right now. You want to be able to keep that ball in front of you. You don't want to get Fitzgibbons down to third. And now is an opportunity right here to be able to get a big out.
Flynn back in there, left-handed batter's box. The set, the 1-2 pitch. It goes back to the screen. Moving up, Fitzgibbons takes a wide turn, heads about 10 feet down the base towards home plate, and then retreats. And now that runner is 90 feet away from home plate.
Exactly, and this is what I say. I say that when you're ahead in the count and you know you're ahead in the count, you got to continue to just do what you've been doing. Don't try to get too fancy. And look what happened right there. That thing was a sky ball, Jeff.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on third. The pitch to Flynn. Fouled right back at us. Man, incoming.
Yeah. Tell you right now.
That was coming in hot.
Yeah, that was hot. Yeah, that was a nice job right there to be able to keep the bat on the ball there by Flynn.
2-2 pitch. That is up. Kucheski held there to try to get the call. No deal from the home plate umpire, and the count now has gone full. 3-2. Fitzgibbons on third. 2 outs here. Top 3. Hopkins leading Greenfield 2-1. Tebow sets, turns, fires. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4, and runners on the corners now with 2 outs.
Well, it's almost like a little bit of a deja vu of what happened in that first inning, Jeff. If you look at, you got runners now on first and third, and you got Cooper Beckwith, who ended up with that base hit that ended up scoring 2 in the first inning, back up to the plate.
2 walks charged to Tebow. He was cruising there for a while. He had 4 consecutive Ks, had retired 6 consecutive batters overall, but he's trying to get out of this jam, keeping it a 2-1 game. Here's the set and the pitch in there for a called strike. It's 0-1.
Here's your chance to get Beckwith back right here. He got you the first time. Now it's your chance to get him back with a runner at third base that you want to be able to strand. You don't want him to score.
Set by Tebow. The 0-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. Nice stop there by Kucheski.
That would have scored a run if he didn't stop that one. Nice job right there by Trevor.
Again, there was a lot of space between home plate and the backstop here at Vets Field. It's the opposite of Hopkins. The game's out of Hadley. There's almost no foul territory.
True.
That pitch is in the dirt, and another nice stop there by Kucheski. That one bounced about 2 feet in front of the plate.
Yeah, I think if you're TJ, you want to take a couple of deep breaths and get yourself back in some kind of a rhythm here. You've done such a great job to be able to get yourself in rhythm. Now you got to get yourself back to where you need to be.
2-1 pitch up high, 3-1. Nearly clipped him off the helmet there. 3-1. He's 1 pitch away from loading the bases.
Yeah, and like you said, Jeff, when you end up with 5 strikeouts out of the last 6 batters, and then all of a sudden you got a base hit and a walk, got to get yourself back in that groove.
3-1 pitch, foul back over the screen, and the count now is full. Runner from first will be off with the pitch.
Definitely. And matter of fact, you want to get a really good jump if you can, because a base hit could get you to third.
Extra base hit could get you home.
That's very true. It's true.
Tebow sets. The 3-2 pitch. Nope, they'll throw to first. Back standing is Flynn. He didn't really have that big of a lead at that point. Tebow looking at Kucheski. 2 on, 2 outs. The set. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. And he's out of it. Great job there by Tebow to escape trouble. 6 Ks on the night. We go to the last half of the third inning on the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1 on Bear Country 95.3. Well, the Greenfield Greenwave coming to bat here last half of the third inning. They trail 2-1. Great job there by Tebow getting out of trouble. First and second with 2 outs. 3-2 count. Got the K, and the deficit remains just 1 run.
Yeah, nice job to get out of that. And I tell you, it could have been a lot worse. And nice job behind the plate by Trevor Kacheski. Did a nice job making a couple of big stops. They could have easily got that run in from third base if it wasn't for the stops back behind the plate by Kacheski.
Boy, I'll tell you, we haven't done too many of the ball games because of the fact that mostly these kids play after school. But these games, Bobby, that game against East Hampton felt like a tournament game. This kind of, sort of, kind of feels like, it's a high-stakes game. In some sense it is. Both of these teams want this victory as they head towards the postseason.
Definitely. And the other thing is that we have to remember is that both these teams, they need to start being able to play their best ball right now, Jeffrey, because there's only a couple of weeks left in the regular season before we start getting ready for playoff action.
That's right. It's just about there. We're getting close. You got a lot of local representation. Oh, by the way, while we have a minute here, I'll check social media to see if Joe Gamache has posted about the Franklin Tech softball team, Bobby.
They have been
How
hot.
about them?
They have been hot. Matter of fact, they ended up winning yesterday 23-0, Jeff.
Yeah.
And they won 24-0 in a game where they scored 24 runs, Jeff, in 1 inning, and then he put all his subs in. It's just been an incredible run for the Franklin County Tech girls. And I must tell you, a lot of these girls are all coming back next year to do this again.
That's right, yeah.
Wow.
Okay, so Greenfield, top of the order. It's Devin Doobie, Trevor Kacheski, and MJ Paulin here in the third. Hopkins leading 2-1. Siaglo, first ball pitch, in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. I'm going to take to social media. Joe Gamache, if you're listening, if you could let us know. You did. You had a big game against pitches. Swung on a miss, strike 2. 0-2 is the count.
According to our buddy Brody Conant over here, he said that the Tech girls won.
All right, congratulations to them. They keep it going.
Well.
And that next pitch is fouled back over the screen. Doobie remains alive. It is 0-2.
I will tell you that my niece is one of the players on that team, and Kendra Campbell. She's done a nice job. They won 7-2.
Over Hopkins Academy
That's
clinches
a big win.
at least a share of the Franklin County East title.
Wow.
With
big
that victory.
Win. Big win.
And the count now goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Sounds like you got the boogeyman down at the below here.
The pitch. Ground ball off the knee of the third baseman. Unable to field it down there was James Fitzgibbons, and reaching is Doobie with good speed, and here comes Trevor Kacheski.
That is a definite base hit right there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a shot.
That was a rocket.
Yeah.
Caught a lot of his leg, his shin.
Yeah.
That could not have felt very good.
Yeah, that was a rocket. Honestly, if there's anything that you had and any kind of chance to be able to get Doobie is have him hit that hard and make that play, because otherwise, if it was a slow roller, you were never going to get Doobie at first.
Trevor Kacheski now, quick throw over to Doobie at first base. Siaglo knows all about Devin's speed, no question about that.
Oh yeah, and I'll be honest with you, if you get a good jump, you're going to be able to get it. But Fitzgibbons has a nice gun.
Here's the set by Siaglo. The first pitch to Kacheski. He bunts. Nicely done. Fitzgibbons throws down the first base. Gets Kacheski. Just barely, though, but nice sacrifice play. 2-3 rather. And Doobie's on second with 1 out.
I'll tell you right now, Greenfield's done a really nice job with their small ball in the games that we've done so far this year. And nice job right there by Trevor Kacheski to be able to get Doobie over to second base. Now think about this. A base hit with a guy like Doobie at second base could tie this game. So a base hit right here could definitely score Doobie from second.
MJ Paulin is up. He struck out in the first inning. Siaglo rocks and fires. Curveball. Beautiful pitch in there for a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah, and right on the corner, too. I'll tell you, that's where if you have an opportunity to be able to slap it, it's always nice to be able to slap a pitch like that if you can get your bat out.
Here is the set by Siaglo. The 0-1 pitch fouled back to the screen, so he's ahead of him quickly. It's 0-2. According to Joe Gamache, his girls, they fell behind 2-0 into the bottom of the third inning. They battled back for that win. 7 unanswered runs. And it's 2 consecutive league championships for them. So hopefully in the postseason they'll play some primetime games. We'll definitely get them on the air.
That'd be awesome.
There's a ground ball down towards second base. Dom Aloisi gloves it, throws to first, got him. Moving up to third now is Doobie. Runner on third with 2 outs. And here comes Michael Pierce.
Kid's got a big bat, Jeff. If he could be able to make contact here, he's definitely got everything that you need to be able to have good hit. He's built so solid, too.
Siaglo will work out of the full windup. Here's the pitch. First ball swinging, popped up first base side. Flynn taking a look, but that's going to be down towards that scoreboard over near the tennis courts at Vettsfield. It's 0-1. Yeah, a lot of these batters have been behind the fastballs of Tebow and Siaglo.
Definitely, and we saw the same thing in that East Hampton game, too.
No balls, 1 strike. Pierce steps out, and he's now back in there.
Tell you another thing, you don't want to throw a pass ball here because Doobie, he can fly.
Here's the windup. The 0-1 pitch, curveball just inside. Count now even at 1-1. If Pierce can keep it going, David Carey is on deck. He singled and scored the lone Greenfield run in the second. Greenfield batting here in the third. The windup. And the pitch in there for a strike. 1-2 the count.
Pierce knew it, too. A little smile on his face knowing that was right there on the inside corner. Now you got to protect here.
Here's the windup. The 1-2 pitch with 2 outs in the dirt. Fitzgibbons stops it. Runner off the hold at third, Doobie.
I'll tell you, these catchers have come up with some big plays here to help their team with runners in scoring position here, Jeff. Both Kacheski and Fitzgibbons making some nice stops.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner on third. Here's the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Siaglo is out of it. 4th K on the night for Andrew. We go to the 4th. Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1 on Bear Country 95.3. 2 runs in the first for Hopkins Academy and a single run in the second for Greenfield. That's where we stand. Good ball game, Bobby C.
Very good ball game, and nice job right there by Siaglo to be able to strand the runner at third. And, of course, we saw what Tebow did where he was able to get Beckwith after Beckwith cut him in that first inning. So right now we're still sticking at 2-1 here in the top of the 4th.
6, 7, 8 spots in the Hopkins lineup here in the 4th inning. Dom Aloisi, Chase Earl, and James Fitzgibbons against TJ Tebow. Tebow stranding runners on the corners in the 3rd. He was able to get Cooper Beckwith on a strikeout, who had victimized him in the first inning with a 2-run single. And Tebow says, I'm going to keep that 2 on that scoreboard and let my guys have another shot at it in the 4th.
That's it, and you got to be able to continue to pound the strike zone.
First pitch to Dom Aloisi out ahead of that one. Swung on a miss, strike 1. It's 0-1. Again, Aloisi, Earl, and James Fitzgibbons. 4th inning of this 7-inning ball game.
Not a bad opportunity right here to be able to kick off a nice bunt, but they're going to let him swing away.
That pitch is low, and the count now 1-1. Aloisi, a right-handed batter, he struck out to end that first inning. That was the first of what are now 6 Ks by Tebow. Here's the 1-1 pitch, a ground ball down towards third base. Glove there by Campbell. Strong throw over to M.J. Pollan. Aloisi is out 5-3. 1 down here in the 4th for Chase Earl. He grounded out to third base. He grounded out to short in the 2nd inning.
Good defense behind Tebow as well. No errors here except for that first error that was thrown by Carey.
First ball swinging as Earl grounded down to first base. M.J. Pollan will take it to the bag himself. So far anyway, a rocking chair inning for Tebow. But last inning, he retired the first 2 on Ks and then ended up in a pretty big jam.
That's very true.
James Fitzgibbons struck out in the 2nd, batting here with 2 outs in the 4th. Here's the first pitch to James. He's ripping and missing. It's 0-1. These guys are swinging tonight, Bob.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice swing, by the way, too. But he was behind Tebow, who's still continuing to pound that strike zone.
The 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2. Quickly 0-2.
Now you're in a great spot, Jeff. You got nobody on base. You got 2 strikes. You got 2 outs. pretty much you can waste a couple if you want to, but I'd continue to stay in that groove.
Just outside for a ball. That was only the seventh pitch of this inning, of this half inning by Tebow. This is number 8 coming up. 1-2 with 2 outs, nobody on. The windup. And the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. 7 strikeouts for Tebow. An easy 1-2-3 inning. We go to the last of the 4th inning. Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. It's Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1. This is Bear Country 95.3. All right, back here at Vets Field, Jeff and Bobby, Dave Reno. Glad you could join us. A beautiful night here in Bear Country, and we're in a string of some really nice weather here. Spring has been a little late to arrive in the Pioneer Valley, but it is here. It's going to be even warmer tomorrow and warmer still on Thursday when you and I got a big softball game to broadcast over at TFHS.
We sure do. You know, the Greenfield girls and Turner's girls are always fun. And another matchup between them with 2 freshman pitchers that we're going to see for a long time with Mackenzie Pollan and, of course, Maddie Lamatanian. Looking forward to that over in TF. And you know what, Jeff? It's the one time that we're going to get a breeze, and we probably will appreciate it.
Yeah.
With temperatures in the mid-80s.
In the 80s, yeah. Yeah. We're going from early spring to midsummer in the span of about a week.
It's crazy. It really
crazy.
is. And they said that down south temperatures were in the 90s, Jeff.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Well, you know what I say, bring it.
Yeah, we need it.
I say bring it.
Yeah, I say bring it too, because it's been very chilly this year so far for baseball. And
all right,
softball.
Andrew Ciaglo dealing against David Carey here in the Greenfield 4th inning. Hopkins leading 2-1. The first pitch to David, swinging. Ground ball down the line at first, right along. They throw, and they got him. He's out.
Ooh, that was close.
David Carey stands there saying, I thought I had it.
What happened was I think that the umpire Prunier was sort of blocked by the runners, and that's where home plate umpire Steve Wall had to make that call.
So Carey is out 2-3.
By the way, do you think if he got out of that box a little bit quicker instead of just sort of staring at it, he might have made it?
Yeah.
I think that hesitation coming out of the box sort of was a disadvantage for David.
And he actually almost made contact with that baseball as he caught up to it as it was rolling down the line. First pitch is inside and low, and the count is 1-0. Ty Podolsky is up. Pod struck out in the 2nd inning. Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1, bottom 4. 7-inning ball game. The 1-0. In there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Ciaglo, again, a tough customer. Terrific soccer player. Basketball speaks for itself, and he is dealing tonight. Started to go into his motion, then I don't know what happened, if he caught his cleat. Nobody on base, so no balk or anything like that, but just could not deliver the pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike to Podolsky with 1 out. Here it is. Ground ball right back to Ciaglo. He runs 3/4 of the way. Underhand toss over to Liam Flynn. Quickly 2 outs here. Podolsky is out 1-3. And here's Jake Pitrin. He grounded back to the mound, but brought in the run as Carey scored from third.
It's a very important play right here. You want to be able to try to get out of this 4th inning here, and then you got 2 guys that are at the bottom of the order coming up in the next inning if you're Ciaglo.
First pitch is inside to Petrin, and the count is 1-0. If he can reach, we will see Jackson Campbell, who singled his first time up. Something's happening over at the softball diamond.
Yeah, and it's not Greenfield girls. It's whoever they're playing here.
That pitch is a ball, 2-0 the count. Greenfield softball having just lost to Hampshire. Here's the next pitch. That's in there for a strike, and the count now goes to 2-1. Greenfield softball is playing Wacona.
Ah, another really good team, bud.
Yep.
They're really good. Wacona girls are very good.
Skied into right center field. That's going to drop for a single. So a 2-out single for Petrin, and here comes Jackson Campbell.
Well, Jackson got himself on with a base hit here in the 2nd inning, and now he's got an opportunity to be able to get something going here with the bottom of the order. Bottom 3 here. If he gets on, then you got Caleb Thomas.
That is the 5th hit of the night for Greenfield. But only 1-1 to speak of. Ooh, a pickoff throw was high. Nice job there by Flynn to pull that down.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now, if Flynn didn't get that, that was an easy second base with a runner in scoring position right there.
Again, with all that area down there. Here's the pitch. Curveball in there for a strike. He's had the 2 working tonight.
Yeah. Campbell's laughing. He had a little chuckle on his face like, oh, that was a pretty nasty pitch there.
And it was.
It was. You're right.
My knees have been buckling.
Yeah.
Here's the next pitch. Another curveball hitting the air to center field. This may drop. But closing fast is Cody West, and he puts it away, and that retires the side. We go to the 5th. Our score on the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard, it's Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1 on Bear Country 95.3. And, we got a good ball game here again. Again, all the feelings and vibe and emotion of a tournament game here.
It really is. And you know what's funny is both of these teams are sort of following the lineup as well, Jeff. So now you got yourself in the 5th inning here, the 9th batter, and then the top of the order. And then in the bottom of the 5th, you got the 9th batter in the top of the order coming up for the Greenwave. So things are flowing really well for both Tebow and for Siaglo as we approach here at the top of the 5th inning.
Here's the windup first pitch from Tebow as he deals to the number 9 batter, Alex West. He struck out to end the 2nd inning. Ball 1 to him. It'll be West and then top of the order, Siaglo and Cody West. Here's the pitch to Alex. Ground ball right back to the mound. Tebow couldn't glove it out towards shortstop. Carey unable to glove it and reaching first base. Leading off is Alex West.
I gave him a base hit.
Yep. Infield single. That is the 3rd hit on the night for Hopkins Academy. We're getting late, 5th inning of a 7. Remember, folks, if you're listening at home, you're used to 9-inning ball games. We play 7 innings at high school level, so it is getting late. Hopkins would love to pad their lead here. Top of the order, Andrew Siaglo is up. Quick throw to first base. Diving back is Alex West. Siaglo is 0 for 2. He grounded out right in front of the plate to lead off the game and then struck out in the 3rd. Batting here in the 5th. Here's the pitch. Bounced in front of the plate. Wild pitch. West will move up to 2nd. Takes a wide turn. He'll hang there as Kacheski tracks it. So a runner on 2nd base, Bobby, with nobody out here. And a couple of really good hitters coming up here. Several good hitters coming up here.
Tell you right now, there was no way that Kacheski was going to get that ball because it literally hit the top of the plate. Just sort of bounced off the plate right over his head.
1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down towards 3rd. Campbell cuts it off, throws to first base, got him, and the runner has to hold at 2nd base. And they got Siaglo by a half a step. Great play there by Campbell.
That was an awesome play right there by Jackson Campbell to be able to make that play. He literally shook his body, brought it all the way over from 3rd base to short, planted his foot, nice throw to first base to get the out.
Cody West, the center fielder, in on the left side. Runner on 2nd with 1 out. The pitch. That is a ball. 1-0. Cody West reached on an error and scored in the 1st inning, and then he struck out in the 3rd. 7 strikeouts by Tebow tonight. Next pitch, that is high. 2 balls and no strikes. On deck, Patrick Fitzgibbons, a very good hitter.
Yeah, this is where you want to be able to try to get that K if you can. Get that 2nd out. Put yourself in a good position to be able to hopefully get out of this inning if you're Tebow.
Tebow sets. Looks to 2nd. Turns, fires. That's in there for a strike. It's 2-1.
A lot of noise over at that field on the other side coming through your mic there, Jeff.
Yeah. There's a big hit to the outfield. Here's the next pitch here, and that is off the plate for a ball. And the count now goes to 2-1. Well, that's Greenfield actually going crazy over there, yeah.
1-1 according to our score here.
And this next pitch is fouled away down the left field line into the crowd, out of play. The count now goes to 2-2.
So you got a 2-1 game here on the baseball diamond, and over on the softball diamond, it's 1-1, Jeff.
Here is the set. The 2-2. Cold strike 3, got him.
That's a big strikeout right there by Tebow to be able to get that 2nd out. Now you want to be able to take advantage of this last out to get out of this inning with that runner still sitting at second base with Alex West.
Patrick Fitzgibbons grounded out to short in the first, singled in the third. Big at bat here. Here's the pitch. Just off the plate. They're going to say it was a little bit outside. Trevor Kacheski turns around, says, really, was it?
Yeah, that was.
Stevie Wallace says, yep, a little bit outside. 1-0 the count. Biggest at bat of the game so far. Here it is. In there for a called strike, 1-1.
Big opportunity here for Tebow to get back out of another tough situation. If he can be able to do that, boy, that builds a lot of confidence.
1-1 pitch. That is outside, 2-1. And on the other side, a big opportunity here for Hopkins to pad the lead with their best hitter.
Definitely. And, the other guy that comes up after him is the cleanup guy, Liam Flynn. We already know what he did in the first.
Here's a line drive down the shortstop. Carey gloves it. Long throw to first in the dirt. Scooped by M.J. Paulin, and Fitzgibbons is out.
What a play right there by Paulin to be able to scoop that out of the dirt.
We go to the last half of the fifth inning, and our score on the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard, it's Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1. This is Bear Country 95.3.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by Whitty Funeral Home in Orange. Whitty Funeral Home has been serving the Upper Quabbin region since 1910. That's a century of service to families. Whitty will work with your family in your time of need, making all the necessary arrangements with care and concern. You can call Whitty Funeral Home at 978-544-3160. That's 978-544-3160, or online at whittyfuneralhome.com. Whitty Funeral Home, 158 South Main Street, Orange.
And back and forth we go. Very tight ball game here between Hopkins and Greenfield. Greenfield trying to get this victory on their home turf. And this Hopkins Academy team, their coach mentioned it before the game. They are definitely capable. They have beaten some really good ball clubs, and they're playing a good team here tonight. And they have shown up here.
They really have. And, the one thing that I've got to bring out as a highlight is I think the defense has been excellent for both teams here tonight, Jeff, and that's why we're still sitting at a 2-1 game. Surely there's opportunities that errors could have been made, and they haven't been made, and that's why we're sitting in a close one here in the bottom of the fifth.
I want to remind you we have another sign-up location in our Spruce Up prize package. Again, there are two Spruce Up packages that you're signing up for, the home package and the card package. You can see what's in each of them at bear953.com. But the sign-up location is happening this coming Saturday, the 14th, 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Wax Barn, right there on 5 and 10 in Whately. And we have our first group of qualifiers that you can see, the first 10 of what will eventually be 100 qualifiers. You can take a look at that at bear953.com. Siaglo is a little bit late to get to the mound here for the last half of the fifth inning in a 7-inning ball game. Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1. The Hawks score 2 in the first, Greenfield with 1 in the second, and that is it. Both pitchers doing a great job here tonight.
And, if you really think about it, they've both been able to get out of some jams. If you look back in the third inning, you had an opportunity for a runner to be able to score where Devin Doobie was sitting there on third base. And then, of course, Siaglo also was able to get out of the inning in the fourth inning where they had the single by Petron, and then he was able to get Jackson Campbell to be able to fly out to center field.
By the way, we want to mention, while we still have a second here before the beginning of this inning, we are pulling for and hoping that Drew Conan can continue his last baseball season here at GHS as he attempts to come back from injury, and we are hoping like crazy he can do it.
I always say, really tough when you got a senior that ends up not being able to play in their senior year because of an injury. It really stinks.
It is tough, but he's gonna try. We know that. There's a strike, 0-1 to Caleb Thomas. Number 9 batter, Doobie is on deck. Way out ahead of that one. Could not hold up on the swing, and it is 0-2 quickly.
Well, put yourself in a good spot here if you're Siaglo. And, of course, you got the top of the order coming up.
Caleb Thomas flew out to center his first time up. Here's the pitch. Ground ball down to first base. That goes foul. And the count continues 0-2. So it is Thomas, Doobie, and Kacheski here in the Greenfield fifth. The Greenwave trailing by a slim 1-run deficit. They're down to their last 9 outs here. The 0-2 pitch, fouled back. He was a little bit out ahead of that one as well, but he hung in there. It's 0-2 still.
You know, you look at last night, Greenfield putting up a 9 spot. A little bit different here against Siaglo here tonight.
The windup, the 0-2 pitch, in there for a called strike 3, 1 down here in the 5th. Thomas is 0 for 2. That is the 6th strikeout on the night for Andrew Siaglo. Back to the top of the order, Devin Doobie. He grounded out 1-3 in the first, and he singled in the 3rd inning. Made it to 3rd, unable to score.
Well, if you look at Coach Freeland, he told the corners to get in because of the speed of Doobie. He could bunt.
Here's the windup. First pitch to Devin, hit in the air towards right center field. Coming in is West. Alex puts it away. Quickly 2 outs here in the Greenfield 5th. And here comes Trevor Kacheski.
Well, a little bit of a late swing there by Doobie. Ends up in right field. Probably a little too anxious there trying to swing on something that was so late. And unfortunately it cost him because he flew out now.
Kacheski up there now with 2 outs, and the first pitch is a ball. Kacheski is 1 for 2. He singled in the first, and he grounded out 2-3 in the 3rd inning. Up here with 2 outs in the 5th, and that pitch is a ball, 2-0. He's watching that ball right into the catcher's glove.
Yeah, no, he's honestly, he's had a really good night. I mean, he's had a good night behind the plate, too. Trevor's played very well.
2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. And it's a ball high, 3-0.
You work really hard to be able to get those first 2 outs. Now, if you're Andrew Siaglo, you want to try to get yourself back into it here because you don't want to be able to have the power of M.J. Pollen with a runner on.
The 3-0 pitch right down Broadway for a called strike, and the count now goes to 3-1. If Kacheski can reach, as Bobby just mentioned, M.J. Pollen, then Pierce, then David Carey. So you'd like to end this inning right here. Here's the windup. And the 3-1 pitch, fouled back off Fitzgibbon's mask. Out of play, and the count now will go to 3-2.
A couple of hard shots off of our catcher and our umpire here tonight behind the plate.
All right, Kacheski back in that right-handed batter's box. 3-2 is the count now. Here it is. There's a line drive, base hit into left field. He was a little bit out in front of that one, but well placed. And Greenfield has a 2-out runner on first.
Nice job tonight for Trevor Kacheski. A couple of base hits, and nice job behind the plate so far. So Trevor's been one of the shining stars here for the Green Wave. But right now, they need to find a run so they can tie this one up here in the bottom of the 5th.
2-1 Hopkins. 6 hits on the night now for the Green Wave. Here comes M.J. Pollen. Set by Siaglo. The first pitch, check swing, and he leaves it alone. It's a ball, 1-0. M.J. Pollen is 0 for 2. He struck out in the first, and he grounded out to second base in the 3rd. Batting here in the 5th, a 2-1 ball game for Hopkins. 2 outs, Kacheski on first. Here's the 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. The runner going and diving headfirst into second base with a stolen base. Trevor Kacheski, so he's in scoring position now with 2 outs.
That's a big steal right there by Kacheski. And I must tell you, Fitzgibbons threw a nice job down to second base, but unfortunately wasn't able to get scooped up there by the shortstop. But Aloisi did a nice job, the second baseman, to be able to scoop that ball up.
So there he is, second base, Trevor Kacheski. A ball hit to center or right will likely score him, unless it's hit too hard. Set by Siaglo, looks towards second. Looks back again. The 1-1 pitch to Pollen. Swung on a miss, strike 2. Foul tipped it. 1-2 is the count.
Another big spot by one of our pitchers here tonight. This time, Siaglo, runner in scoring position, 2 strikes against Pollen.
Siaglo on the rubber, looks in at Fitzgibbons, now checks the runner, turns, fires. That is low. Count goes to 2-2.
depending on how this hit works out for Pollen, if he does get a base hit, it could score Kucheski and tie this game up.
Here is the set. And the pitch. Outside and low. He held up on the swing. 3-2 is the count now.
All right. Go.
And Pierce is not on deck, I can see down below. It is Tebow on deck. 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. He gets him. Strikeout number 7 on the night, and he leaves a runner in scoring position. We go to the 6th. Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1 on Bear Country 95.3. Tonight's game brought to you in part by Pioneer Stone Seals, Matusco Trailer Repair, and by Busca's Flooring on the Avenue, Turner's Falls. Thanks a lot to Buski and their crew over there.
They're great. They've been sports boosters for so many years, Jeff. We have been very fortunate to have a lot of the same sports boosters that have been around for a long time.
Yeah. And how about the golf career that young Mr. Buska has had?
That's for sure.
He's terrific golfer. Yeah. This is his dad.
Well, the guy next to me is a pretty good golfer too. Mr. Brody Koenig can golf pretty well himself here. Me, I'm a good watcher. I'm a good golfing watcher. That's what I do. I watch golf. I enjoy watching it. You know, I got to tell you something. This has been a very good game of being able to get out of really big jams for both pitchers and having your defense be able to help protect leads. And that's exactly what we've seen here. That's a good summary of this game, is that we've had good defense and being able to see two pitchers get out of jams.
4, 5, and 6 batters here for Hopkins in the 6th. Next to last inning. First ball swinging. Flynn skies it to center. Podolsky, though, takes about 3 steps to his left. Puts it away easily. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the Hopkins 6th.
You know what? That's probably the only ball I would have been able to catch.
That was an atom ball.
That was right there. I didn't have to move. It was literally just like you said. Just had to take a step and make sure it was there. Yeah.
Cooper Beckwith had the 2-run single in the first inning, then struck out his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. 1 out here in the 6th. Next to last inning, Hopkins leading 2-1. Pitch from Tebow is bounced in front of the plate with a curveball. It's 1-0. On deck is Dom Aloisi, and if anyone reaches, we'll see Chase Earl. Next pitch, swung on foul back. Out of play, and the count now 1-1. Obviously, Tebow would love to go 1-2-3 here, because that would take it through Chase Earl, and then he'd have 8-9-1 in the 7th inning. That's what he would like to see.
Exactly.
8-9-1 in the 7th. Pitch by Tebow, swung on a miss, strike 2. 1-2 is the count now.
Well, you're in a good position here. You got nobody on base, so you can be able to try to waste one. See if you can get Flynn to be able to, Beckwith to be able to chase one in the dirt.
Here's the pitch to Coop. Ooh, a little bit high for a ball. Trevor Kucheski held it there for a second or two. Did not get the call. Count even now at 2-2. 1 out here. Top 6, nobody on base. Hopkins leading 2-1. They scored 2 in the first. Greenfield with 1 run in the 2nd. Here's the pitch. Called, strike 3. Beckwith is out.
Called that one right there on the letters. So that was one that was a little bit on the upside, but called by Steve Wall on the letters. And now you got like a different type of a body frame here. If you're Tebow, you're going back after Aloisi, who probably is one of the shorter guys that we have in all of the baseball games we've seen this year.
In there for a called strike, 0-1. Tebow cruising right here. Again, the importance of working to the bottom of the order these last 2 innings, unless we end up in extra innings, which could definitely happen. Here's the 0-1 pitch with 2 outs. That is a ball, and the count even at 1-1. Chase Earl is on deck. If he reaches, we'll see James Fitzgibbons. Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1 in the 6th. Here's the 1-1 pitch. In there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now.
You know, he's been able to pound that inside corner very well. I'm surprised that Tebow hasn't gone a little bit more into that inside corner more.
Here's the pitch, fastball. He wanted the punch auto right there.
yeah, you saw that.
Overthrew it a little bit, and the count even out 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The windup. Here it is. Foul back to the screen. Dom Aloisi stays alive. He struck out and grounded out to third. Batting here in the 6th in a 1-run ball game.
This poor kid, when I was announcing tournament games at GMLB, I mispronounced this kid's name many times.
Pitch called, strike 3. 10 Ks on the night. Inning is over. We go to the last half of the 6th inning. Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard, Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1 on Bear Country 95.3.
Go Eagles.
You're listening to high school baseball here on Bear Country 95.3. Tonight's game brought to you by Greenfield Savings Bank, sponsors of the scoreboard, Roush Towing Service, and by Mackin Fuel and Trucking. Andrew Ciaglo is back on the mound to work to Greenfield here in the 6th inning. He's been touched up for just 1 run. It happened way back in the 2nd inning. Greenfield had their lone run when David Carey scored on an infield out. And ever since then, a bunch of zeros. And Tebow, to his credit, he scuffled in the 1st. He's put up a bunch of goose eggs, too.
Yeah, it's been a really good game. Everyone's done their job being able to get out of big jams, and now we're getting down to crunch time, like you said, here in the bottom of the 6th. By the way, Jeff, little score update for you. Extra innings in that softball game that we hear in the mic. We hear a lot of noise of the other field. Well, extra innings between 2 very good teams in the Wacona girls and the Green Wave.
The Warriors coming to town,
Yeah.
giving the Green Wave everything they want, as we would have expected. All right. So Michael Pierce began the game at DH. He was 0 for 2 with a couple of Ks, and now Tebow, the pitcher, will bat for himself in the DH spot. Right-handed batter, so this is his first at-bat of the evening, trying to, as we say, it's a cliche, help his own cause.
That's right.
Here's the windup, and the first pitch to TJ. First ball swinging, grounded down the shortstop, and it gets through between the wickets of the shortstop, Earl. Reaching on an E6 is Tebow, and Greenfield with the tying run on base with nobody out.
You know what happened on that play, Jeff? What happened was he didn't charge it. If he charged it, it wouldn't have taken that extra bounce, and he probably would have been able to get Tebow.
Well, certainly would have been able to get Tebow. Got kind of back on his heels with the in-between hop.
That's it.
Marhefka will be the pinch runner on first base for Tebow.
Yes, and Marhefka's got good speed, and that's a good move right there.
All right. David Carey at the dish. So this has been a tight game throughout. It's been a lot of dramatic moments. We got another one right here. One of the top hitters in our area at the plate with a chance to potentially tie this game. Here's the first pitch. David Carey, it's bounced. It gets away from the catcher, Fitzgibbons. Down the second base, Marhefka standing. And now with nobody out, the tying run is in scoring position.
Big opportunity right here for Greenfield to be able to tie this game up. David Carey also has a lot of speed. If he can get on base, that's a big help as well.
Ciaglo on the rubber. Looks out towards second base now. Looks at his catcher, Fitzgibbons. Looks back towards second. Steps off. As Carey had stepped out. Now David back in there. Another big confrontation here. Set by Ciaglo. Check second. Turns. Fires. Hit in the air into left center field. And the center fielder is going to come over and make the catch. Nice job there by Cody West. Retreating to second base is Marhefka. 1 out here. David Carey frustrated. He got a good piece of that one, but nothing to show for it.
No, and by the way, Cody West is also a speedster.
Yep.
And he did a nice job being able to get himself to get that play and keep that runner at second base. So nice job right there defensively by Hopkins.
Ty Podolsky now stepping in. Runner on second now with 1 out here. A 2-1 lead for Hopkins. Here's the pitch. Check swing. He couldn't hold up. It's a strike. Greenfield bench doesn't like that call.
He went.
0-1. Podolsky is 0 for 2. He struck out and he grounded back to the mound. Marhefka, the pinch runner on second. Here's the pitch. That is low for a ball. Count even now at 1-1. On deck is Petrin.
You do not want any pass balls right now. You do not want that runner to be sitting at third base with only one out.
Set by Siagalo. Checks the runner on second. And he'll turn, not make a throw to second. Runner retreats. One out first. 1-1 count with one out, I should say, with a runner on second. Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1. Hawks scored 2 in the first. The Wave got their run in the second. Nothing but zero since then, but a lot of rallies. Here's the set, the 1-1 pitch. Late ball swinging, and it's skied over on the first base side, up on the screen, and the count now goes to 1-2. Can Siagalo get out of this jam here?
I'll tell you right now, he's in a great position, especially with those 2 strikes here.
Marhefka tries to get a lead. He's checked by Aloisi, the second baseman. Siagalo now turns and fires. Curveball is high. Count now goes to 2-2. Couldn't quite catch the plate with that one, or at least get it into the strike zone.
Tell you right now, if you're Pod, you want to be able to get this ball in play any way you can to get that runner over to third.
Where he could score on a wild pitch,
Absolutely.
potentially. The set, the 2-2. Fouled off, out of play. Count remains 2-2. Another tight one here, just like that East Hampton game.
Yeah, nice job right there by Pod being able to get that bat out. But like I said, if he's got to put it in play, it'd be nice if he could get it on the ground to be able to get that runner over to third.
Here is the set by Siagalo. And here's the pitch. It's in the dirt. Nice stop there by Fitzgibbons. Runner can't advance, and the count now goes full 3-2 with one out.
Good at bat right here by Podolsky.
And the instruction for the bench, don't chase.
That's it.
Here is the set. The payoff pitch. Hit in the air in the center field. West lines it up. Runner's going to tag. It is caught. Here comes the throw to third. It's going to be close. He's in there safely.
Nice job right there by Marhefka to be able to get to third base, and a nice job to keep that ball in play by Podolsky, giving Greenfield an opportunity to be able to tie this with that runner only 90 feet away.
Jake Petrin is up. He drove in the first run with a ground out to the pitcher, and that scored David Carey. His last at-bat, he singled.
Yeah, this is the time where he needs that single again.
Immense pressure on the catcher here and the pitcher to not let a ball get away, which would tie the game. Here is the first pitch. In there for a called strike to Petrin. It's 0-1. Biggest moment of the game so far right here, right now. Bottom 6, Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1. Siagalo working out of the full windup. The 0-1 pitch, curveball, called strike 2, and he's in the driver's seat. Petrin did not like the call, but he's in a hole now.
Yeah, well, now you got to protect. You got no choice here with 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Siagalo 1 pitch away from getting out of the jam. Here's the windup. The 0-2 pitch is low, 1-2. Marhefka, the runner on third. He pinch ran for Tebow, the pitcher, who reached on the air. He advanced to second and then to third. Here's the pitch, curveball, fouled off at the plate. Good job by Petrin. He was out ahead of it, but just made contact.
Just made contact. But I'll tell you right now, this is the biggest part of the game for Green Wave here in the bottom of the 6th. You want to try to get that runner in, tie this game up. It's almost like we're seeing what we saw in that East Hampton game here, Jeff. It's like a little deja vu.
Yeah. Here is the windup. The 1-2 pitch, curveball, swung on a miss, strike 3. And Greenfield strands the tying run at third base. We go to the 7th. Our score on the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1. Bear Country 95.3.
Thank you for listening to this broadcast of local high school sports. As part of a team, athletes develop confidence in themselves and others while working toward a final goal. It is this teamwork that builds a stronger individual as well as a stronger community. This is Tim Kelleher of the Smith Kelleher Funeral Home in Greenfield, and we are proud to be a sponsor of this broadcast.
7th and final inning, maybe, here at Vets Field here tonight. Greenfield and Hopkins. Hopkins Academy by a score of 2-1 here. Now, TJ Tebow had a terrific last half inning when he was out there. A couple of strikeouts, a 1-2-3 inning, I think on only 8 or 9 pitches. And he would love to do similarly here. He's got 7, 8, 9 batting. Chase Earl, James Fitzgibbons, Alex West. He would love to not have any base runners, set them down, and then come up with his guys in the bottom of the 7th inning, 8-9-1 coming up for Greenfield.
Tell you right now, this is a very big inning for the Green Wave here at home. They took the first meeting down at Hopkins earlier this year, and they're hoping for the season sweep.
Chase Earl will lead off here in the 7th. First ball swinging, ground ball right back to Tebow. On to M.J. Paulin at first base. 1 pitch, 1 out, similar to last half inning.
Well, now you're in a situation where, like you said, Jeff, you want to be able to get the 8-9 batters. Looks like we got a pinch hitter here.
We do. James Fitzgibbons was 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. We'll get you this pinch hitter here in a second. Here's the first pitch in there for a called strike. 0-1 is the count. Tebow looks in at Trevor Kucheski. The windup and the pitch. Swung on a miss. Strike 2 quickly. 0-2 to the pinch batter. This is Jack Dijak.
Oh, Jack. Okay.
Now, where's number 18, left-handed batter. First at bat of the night. 2-1 Hopkins here in the 7th. The 0-2 pitch is high, 1-2. On deck, number 9 batter, Alex West, the right fielder. The windup. And the 1-2, and that's inside, ends up back to the screen, and the count now is even at 2-2.
You know, they only have a roster of about 11 guys, and I think 4 of them are lefties.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, which is very rare, Jeff.
2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Here's the pitch. That is up and in, and he's worked the count full. He looked a little overmatched those first 2 pitches, but he's worked it full.
Yeah, nice job right there by Jack to be able to battle it out here. It's a big pitch here by Tebow, and he's taking his time, realizing that he's got the bottom of the order up here. You don't want to get back to the top here in the 7th.
Here's the windup. The 3-2 pitch in there for a called strike 3. And that is 11 Ks now for Tebow. Who do you think he is, David Carey?
I know, he's had a great game. You know, he's only let up 3 hits, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Seago's had 5. So 8 hits between both these teams in this 2-1 game.
Alex West has one of the 3 Hopkins hits. He's also struck out 1 for 2. First ball pitch in there for a strike. Alex shakes his head, nods his head as if to say, yep, I'm ready now. I'll take that strike. Here's the windup. The 0-1, swung on a miss, strike 2. Tebow looking to make it another 1-2-3 inning and give his team a chance to come back, only trailing by 1 run for their last at-bat. Wind up by Tebow. The 0-2 pitch just off the plate, and the count now goes to 1-2. Ball game over at the softball diamond.
Yep, 3-1. Wacona was able to win it in extra innings, 3-1.
The windup and the pitch. There's a line drive over the head of the third baseman into left field for a base hit. Campbell couldn't quite get to it. Need to be about 8 feet tall to get to that one. So a 2-out single, and back to the top of the order, and Andrew Siaglo, who is 0 for 3.
Well, the thing is you look at the opportunities that Hopkins has had to be able to score with Alex West getting 2 base hits, and we'll have to see if this one works out for them.
I'm sure he's going to be running at some point here in this at-bat. Quick throw to first base. West is back to the bag. Andrew Siaglo, his first at-bat, grounded out to the catcher. He struck out and then grounded out to third. He's 0 for 3. Here's the set and the pitch. Check swing. Couldn't bring the bat back, and it's a called strike, and the count goes to 0-1. On deck is Cody West, but Tebow wants this inning to end right here, right now. Set by Tebow. Here's the pitch. That is outside. 1-1 the count. Hopkins 2, Greenfield 1 here on the top of the 7th and final inning. Here's the set. And the pitch. Check swing. It's a ball. The runner is going down to second base. He's in there safely.
Ooh, that was close.
It got a lot closer than it looked. Nice throw there by Kacheski and a nice attempted tag there by Caleb Thomas. But there you go. Runner now in scoring position with 2 outs in this 1-run game. That's huge.
It sure is. And, your ninth batter being able to get 2 hits. Didn't work out well in the 5th inning, but it could work out here for that insurance run here in the 7th.
The pitch. That is outside. The count now 3-1. Cody West is on deck. Tebow takes a deep breath. Sets, turns, fires. Fouled away, first base side. That'll make it into the crowd. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Alex West made it all the way down to the 3rd. He'll have to come back now. He's got decent speed out there. I'm sure a hit to center or right would plate this run. To left field, probably would, potentially. Here's the pitch. And that's away, or it gets away. They're going to send the runner home. Here comes West. The throw to the plate. He is out of there. He tried to score on the wild pitch from second base. Kacheski ran it down, fed Tebow, and they get out of the jam that way. Huge play by the Greenwave D. We go to the last of the 7th. Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. It's Hopkins Academy 2, Greenfield 1 on Bear Country 95.3. All right, Bobby, we were talking in the booth during that commercial break as the runner, West, was on second base. Ball 4, wild pitch gets away. And again, there's a lot of space between home plate and the backstop here at Betts Field. All kinds of space. It's a huge amount of real estate. The consensus opinion here in the booth, that was not a bad send.
No, it wasn't, because you think of the momentum of the runner who's already got the momentum running to third base, and with the pass ball, it's really how quick is it going to be for Kacheski to be able to get that ball and still make the throw and make a good throw to the plate. I thought that was a good send right there by Coach Freeland, and nice job by Trevor Kacheski to be able to get it to Tebow, and he was able to get the tag down and be able to get that out.
All right, Greenfield now. Their last ups, trailing 2-1, last of the 7th and final inning. It'll be Jackson Campbell, Caleb Thomas, and then at the top of the order, Devin Doobie. Greenwave trailing by a run. Terrific pitching performance by both Andrew Siaglo of Hopkins Academy and TJ Tebow of Greenfield.
Excellent game.
Jackson Campbell is 1 for 2. Singled in the 2nd. Flew out to center field his last time up. First ball swinging, ground ball down the shortstop, and booted by Chase Searle, and Greenfield has the tying run on first base with nobody out, and the potential winning run comes to the plate.
Nice job right there. Jackson Campbell's been able to keep it in play all 3 times at bat here, including that base hit, then of course the error, and then the fly out. So Campbell, runner on first, down 1 here in the bottom of the 7th.
Caleb Thomas at the dish. Set by Siaglo. They're going to bunt. Laid down. It's a hard bunt, but they don't have a play at second base. Siaglo throws to first. The sacrifice 1-3 works. And Greenfield with the tying run in scoring position with 1 out. Top of the order, Devin Doobie.
Nice job right there by Caleb Thomas to lay down that bunt. That was a big opportunity for the Greenwave to get that runner into scoring position. Now it's up to the top of the order to do their job. Devin Doobie's only had 1 hit so far out of his 3 at-bats, but we'll see what happens here in his 4th at-bat.
2-1 Hopkins. Runner on second with 1 out. Curveball in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-0. On deck, Trevor Kacheski, who has 2 hits tonight, as he has been able to solve Mr. Siaglo. Set by Andrew Siaglo. Turns towards the plate. Fires fastball in there. Called strike 1-1.
He's called those letters.
Yeah.
He's been calling them all day, though, so it's been pretty consistent.
It's hard to deal with it, though.
I know.
Here's the set. 1-1 pitch. It is bunted right in front of the plate. Siaglo down to first base, just gets him. That's the second out of the inning. Moving up to third is Jackson Campbell, and it all comes down to Trevor Kacheski. 2 outs, the tying run on third in a 2-1 Hopkins Academy game in the 7th.
Wow. You know, Devin Doobie, any other kid would have been out by 5 steps, and he still couldn't get down that baseline. Nice job by Siaglo to be able to field that and make the throw.
Yeah, off the bat, I felt like it was going to be first and third with 1 out. Instead, runner on third, but with 2 outs. Kacheski is 2 for 3. Here is the pitch. Curveball, he's going to lay down a bunt. It is foul. Tried to lay down the bunt with 2 outs, and the runner on third.
Now you got to swing
0-1.
away. You got to swing away here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to swing away. Now you just took away one of your 3 chances here.
Siaglo has been escaping danger all night long, looking to do it one more time. The 0-1 pitch, curveball in the dirt. It is stopped by Fitzgibbons.
Huge play right there by Fitzgibbons. Nice job right there by Patrick.
Jackson Campbell's on third. He's 90 feet away. Now he takes his lead. He's more like 80 feet away. Here's the pitch, curveball in there for a called strike. It's 1-2, and now Greenfield down to their last strike.
Another big chance here.
Can Siaglo seal the deal here yet again? He's working out of the full windup. And now a timeout called by Kacheski. Takes a deep breath, rubs his hands together, grabs that bat. First little bit of evening cool, blows in the Vets field. 1-2 with 2 outs, tying run on third. 2-1 Hopkins in the 7th. Siaglo into his motion. The pitch. Foul ball down to first base side towards the Hopkins dugout. We'll do it again, 1-2.
Nice job right there by Siaglo. He's done an excellent job being able to get out of all these pinches throughout the game here tonight, but none bigger right now.
Such a similar game to last week against East Hampton. Eagles won that one. Hawks are looking to seal the deal here. The 1-2 pitch, curveball, swung on a miss, strike 3, and it is all over. Hopkins Academy comes to Greenfield, and in a real nail-biter, they knock off the Greenwave by a final score of 2-1. Awesome job pitching by both guys, but particularly by Andrew Siaglo getting out of numerous jams, and Greenfield Bobby ultimately strands the game-tying run on third base.
Big moments here. Great defensive efforts by the catchers of both teams, both Kacheski and Fitzgibbons. Done a nice job to help protect their pitchers. And in the end, Siaglo comes up with the win for Hopkins Academy. So these two teams have split their season. And think about this. The number 14 seed in Division 5 and the number 17 seed in a great nail-biter here tonight.
Tremendous ball game here at Vets Field. We've seen a couple of great ball games here. East Hampton, of course, last week, and the game against Hopkins here tonight. 2 runs in the first inning for Hopkins. It stands up. Greenfield got their lone tally in the first. The rest of the game was zeros, but this, people may think, why are these guys so excited? This game did not lack for excitement. Virtually every half inning, something was going on.
Absolutely, and if you think about, if you're a real true baseball fan, you like to see big plays come in at big moments, and that's exactly what happened here tonight for both teams. Tebow was able to get out of some great jams, and of course Siaglo, and he really helped his cause right there by picking up that strikeout against Kacheski to be able to seal the deal to give Hopkins the 2-1 win.
Hopkins Academy now goes to 8-7 overall. They are now 4-5 in the Hampshire League. Greenfield falls to 10-5 overall, 5 up, 4 down in the Hampshire League. Our final score one more time here tonight at Vets Field in Greenfield on the Greenfield Savings Bank scoreboard. The Hopkins Academy Golden Hawks 2, the Greenfield Greenwave 1. Join us again next time. It'll be Thursday night, girls high school softball at Turners Falls High School. The rivalry and the rematch, Greenfield versus Turners Falls.
Should be a lot of fun. Of course, Greenfield just came off a very tough loss in extra innings against Wacona, 3-1. Now they'll be looking to be able to take on another powerhouse type team with Turners Falls, and of course that's going to be over there in Turners Falls over at the sports complex. Should be a lot of fun. Thursday night's going to be a warm one, so make sure you bring your suntan lotion with you.
In your Hawaiian shirt.
And I will.
6:45 pregame and first pitch at 7 o'clock live from Turners Falls High School. Again, Hopkins wins it 2-1 over Greenfield. For Bobby C. and for Dave Reno, I'm Jeff Tirrell. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Have a great night in Bear Country, everyone.